Welcome everybody. In this video I'm going to show you how you can develop for Linux using Windows Subsystem for Linux. So first make sure you install the new Windows terminal. You can download and install it from the Microsoft Store. And if your Windows version is up to date, if it's the 21 H1 or H2 version, it is actually natively included in the operating system. So let's take a closer look at the new Windows terminal. It is First of all, it is fully customizable. If you go to settings, you can set your default terminal application. So it is the new Windows terminal. You can set your default profile. So you can set which shell to open when you launch the terminal, and of course you can set your starting directory. You can choose the color scheme, the font face, the font size. You can turn on this acrylic effect, which makes the background of the terminal, sets the background of the terminal, the opacity of the terminal. Okay, and if you would like to go on customizing your terminal, you can open this JSON file, and here you can see your settings. You can see your default profile, which is the command prompt, as you can see. This is the good old command prompt. The color scheme is Ubuntu, font face, font size, and the acrylic effect. The property of the acrylic effect is true. Starting directory is the user profile, and here you can set the order of your shells in this drop-down list in the terminal. The first one is command prompt, the second one is the new PowerShell, which you can also download from the Microsoft Store, and Ubuntu 20.04, which is the long-time support version. And the Windows PowerShell and the Azure Cloud Shell, the properties of these shells are set true. The hidden property of these shells are set true. Therefore, they don't appear in this drop-down list. Another good thing about it is that you can open different shells in different windows. So now I have opened the good old command prompt, as you can see, PowerShell and Ubuntu. So if you have done with this, make sure you turn Windows features on and off. So you can simply type features and just click on turn Windows features on and off, and in the window which opens, make sure you check virtual machine platform, and of course the Windows subsystem for Linux. Then hit OK, and Windows is going to set everything for you, and then you have to reboot the system. Okay, next, make sure you download Ubuntu 20.04 LST from the Microsoft Store. So simply launch the Microsoft Store, type Ubuntu. I recommend using Ubuntu because this is by far the most popular distribution, Linux distribution. So Ubuntu, and you can find Ubuntu 20.04, which is the long time support version. So make sure you install this, and when you launch it the first time, okay, so when you first open Ubuntu, it is going to ask you to type in your username and password, and then you can check the distribution of your Ubuntu simply by typing lsp_release-a. So lsp_release-a, and you can see that your distributor ID is Ubuntu, distribution Ubuntu 20.04.3, long time support. You can also check the version of your Windows subsystem for Linux. If you open PowerShell and type in WSL -L-V, and you can see that it's an Ubuntu 20.04. It is just running, and version 2, so it's WSL2. Okay. Then you can of course update and upgrade your packages. You can install any package manager like Node package manager, and you can install, for example, Node.js if you would like to develop using JavaScript. Okay, and last but not least, you can install Visual Studio Code, which is probably the most popular code editor, and it is also fully customizable, and there are lots and lots of extensions for VS Code. And make sure you install the remote WSL extension, which actually enables you to open any project folder on your virtual Linux machine. So for example, if you, let's go back to the now we are in the home directory. You can check that by typing in pwd. That's the command which stands for print working directory. So now we are in the home folder, and there is another folder in the home folder called Blaze, because that's the username I chose, I typed in. So, and I have already created a folder in in the Blaze folder called code show. So let's change directory, and now we are in the folder code show, and there is a file in it called start.js. You see, so now we can open this folder in Visual Studio Code, VS Code, code space dot, and as you can see, VS Code is now opening the remote folder, the project folder on my virtual Linux machine. And of course we can run this algorithm. So let's type in node start.js. The result is 10, which is correct. Thank you for watching.